Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and I am visible in a very festive environment, and that credit goes to Srinivas Jayshankar ji. And what it is, and what is Golu, and what is Bhombhe, we will learn from Srinivas Jayshankar ji. So let me have his presence with us. Namaste, sir. Welcome.
Namaste, namaste. Thank you very much for having us.
So Jayshankar ji, your name itself is the Jay of Shankara.
That's
Now,
right.
you have been blessed with the boon to sustain that spiritual cultural flow, though you have been serving as an attorney in New York. Am I correct, sir?
That's correct. That's right.
So,
My profession is attorney.
and how um, these two sides of your personality, if I call that personality, that overlap space works for you as an individual, because while you are wearing the hat of an attorney, of course, this takes a back seat, or how they complement each other. Kindly share.
It complements each other because as an attorney, I work with people, and that is what the service is, service oriented. So when I come back to home, I bring that same service and say I have to service some other people too. That is the kids of my next generation. So that is where the idea of Bombay or Golu came into the picture and started doing both the things. I'm still working as an attorney, but I'll be still doing this Bombay Golu for whatever time I can. That's how it is.
Okay, so here is one image, and please explain what it is, and when we are using the term Bombay or Golu, what does it mean?
See, Bombay or Golu means it is nothing but the 9 days exhibition. The first picture shows us about the Devi Navratri or Devi Chamundeshwari. This is what it is. And this Devi is the one which we worship for all the 9 days. That is, it starts with her. This is nothing but a marriage scene. The next one, whatever, this is the marriage scene which we have developed, the marriage theme. In that theme, that all the people who have visited the marriage is having their lunch, and we have served the lunch and they're eating. And that is goes on and on and on. That's how it is. And this is the bride and groom having their first lunch together as married couple. That's what the beauty of it is.
So these are definitely beautiful and very colorful, and these are like dolls. So how that spiritual dimension finds sort of connect with this? What has been the tradition? Even I'm not very well aware of it, and that is the richness of Sanatan tradition. That each state has some unique ways of celebrating and intensifying. So talk to me about this tradition, and also, if I may add, as a child, when you were witnessing this in your village or wherever you were, what are those memories?
See, this tradition goes back to many, many years, 600 to 800 years back, when our kings and those kings used to celebrate in different forms. For it, and what we do is we take that particular theme and put it out and say this is for the kids to learn. That is what it is. And the Bombay and the Gollu is the same word. In Karnataka, they call it as Bombay or Dasara, and in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, they call it as Gollu. In modern days, when we were kids, we were growing, we used to visit each and every home in our community area and go there and say, do you have any Bombays? Do you have any Gollus kept? If they say yes, we go, we see the Gollus, we sit there. If I know any mantra, if I know any song, I'll sing the song, and they will give me a small item or a gift for me to eat, and then come back home and share the same things and experience the different themes. That's how we learn most of the things, whatever our Vedas, everything is there. That is different themes, different things. For example, you are seeing this, whatever the scene you are showing us is nothing but Govardhan Giri. Lord Krishna picking up the mountain is in his small tippy finger, pinky finger. So that has a story by itself. And so we want to show them this is what the story is. Of course, I and you or you and I cannot go back and see the Govardhan Giri at all. but in a small form, we try to exhibit and tell them what it is.
So, Srinivas ji, we are in New York, and you are aware that 31st October is observed as Halloween, and I mean there is a
Mm.
very different cultural track. They do have a tradition of display. Of course, they are totally different. But while you are teaching kids who are more being exposed to what Halloween is, how they respond to this, because this Navratri, you had a workshop where probably 40 plus kids were present. How was that experience of interacting with kids on this?
See, the kids, whatever the Halloween is, the American kids, all are American born kids. What we explained to them was that's what the culture is. We explain about our Sanatana Dharma and tell them, hey, look here, this is what our Dharma, our culture deficits and shows them. And to that end, we exhibit, and they can differentiate what Halloween is and what Bombay Habba is. They will not figure it out or completely say, okay, I want to see the same in the Halloween thing. No, they don't. But they understand the concepts of that our culture, what it is. And the kids were very enthusiastic. They were very eager to see and learn about all those things. That's what it was.
So here we have few more displays, and as our viewers are appreciating it, uh, kindly share what is it that you teach kids, because looks like you need a lot of material and I think certain type of skill set to be able to come up with these kind of displays.
The only skill set is your mindset. You want to tell the kids what we learned there in olden days, and we are trying to improvise on those things and exhibit them and tell them about different aspects of our culture, different stories, like whatever that is in Mahabharata. When there's a small story, and we want to bring that story to the kids. Uh, in olden days, when we were getting married, we had like almost like 8 hours of marriage. Now, if I go to a Hindu marriage, it will be like an hour or half an hour. Many kids don't know that we had this different ideas of different steps in the marriage. So this brings them or gives them an idea, saying, oh my God, we had so much, my parents have been so much. But is it possible to do it in USA? I don't know. But at least it gives a knowledge base for them to understand what the real marriage is. That's what it is.
So talking about knowledge base, and then um, this this is such a joy to see this display, and I'm sure kids must have enjoyed it also. But then you need to share that connecting narrative or stories which would make them meaningful in that context. So kindly share. You must have definitely conveyed those references. Can you say something more about it to us?
Yes, absolutely. See, the main theme of the thing was to show them what the Golus is, right? So when we talk about one of the Golus aspect of it, we had a theme called as Samudra Manthan. So we tell them how the Samudra Manthan story evolved. What did Indra do? What did his elephant Airavata do? How did that happen? And how did both the Devatas and the Asuras came together? They churned the mountain. When they churned the mountain, the poison came in. Shiva drank it. And then all the Ratnas started coming in. So we exhibit all those things in one place, which I have done so. And that will give them the picture of understanding and saying, hey, wait a minute, I know something, as somebody had told me that they might have heard the story, but they might have not seen the entire thing, the working model. That's what it is.
So, staying with this story, and I think this has a combination of many references of the churning of ocean. Uh, do you also find them asking question about the relevance of this story and how to interpret it to make it sort of applicable in our lives here?
See, yes, absolutely. They come up with a lot of questions. They come up with a lot of questions saying that why should this happen in emotion? Why is that this is there? Why is that it did not happen somewhere else? What is the benefit of this? Those are the questions the kids come up. We usually have a very good Veda teacher who was present in both the workshops. We had two workshops, and both the workshops we had a Veda teacher who knows more about the Vedas. He used to come there and stand in front of the kids and try to answer them all the questions. Why is this concept? What is the moral of this concept? The moral of this concept is to churn away the bad things and accept whatever the good things is. So the good over the evil is the Navratri. The good things which comes out of the Samudra Mantana is the gift, is the deeds. Whatever good deeds you do, good things will come out of the Samudra Mantana. So there are a lot of things we do explain to them. We interact with them. That is the most important thing. If I just tell the story to them, they'll forget it. But the interaction will make them very happy.
And staying with that churning of ocean, a lot of bad things came before actually the nectar came. And indeed, it was a collaborative effort of devas and daityas. So somewhere you are also inculcating in them the idea of working with even those people who do not agree with you, and also having the ability to withstand the failures, because there were receiving a lot of items, including poison, before the actual nectar
That's
came.
correct.
Yeah. And
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
no, I was just saying personally how you have found this offering a ray of inspiration in your profession.
See, in our profession, or what we did to tell the kids was they're both good and bad. You have to work with both good and bad. If you want to achieve something, you have to accept what the other guy says, whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not. You cannot stop that. So, in the same way, the Samudra Mantana is a very good story, saying that both of them has to work together to achieve something. And whatever that came out, the first came the Visha, the Halala, and everything. But there is a way how to disperse that one. Take that one, move forward. That is how we apply in our field too. We talk with everybody, whether we like it or not. Whether the person who comes into our office, we'll talk to him. It doesn't matter whether he's a whatever it is, we accept it. We talk to them. We try to help them out. So that's the nature. The evil or the good over the evil comes in there.
And invoking the reference of Swami Vivekananda, who somewhere suggested that things do not improve by making changes in them, but we are refined through that process. Something to that effect. Keeping this reference point, how this artistic expression, even before going to kids, because there must have been a source of joy in it for you, so that you continued to take that labor of love without stopping, even though staying away from India for all these years. So, talk to me about how you feel this Golu and Bombay display works for you inside.
For me, it is it is a tradition which I really loved it. It's me and my wife and my we. Both of us are involved in this. We deeply get involved in this. We talk about it. We think about different themes. The main concept of it is how is that I can show it to the kids, how is that I can express it to the kids so that they can grasp it by seeing it even without any kind of explanation. So we go over that, and we for me to do this, it started with a small collection of Golus from various places, especially from Hindu temple. We had collected a lot of Golus from there. And then one of my friends said, why don't you start exhibiting it? That's how we started in a small way. And over the last 3 years, we have grown into such a big thing, saying that, okay, this is a time for the next generation to look at it and see if they can grasp it and take it out. See, our aim is this. If by educating these kids through the workshop or viewing or whatever it is, and if one kid If only one kid says, "Oh, it's very good. I like this tradition. I want to continue this. When I grow up, I'll take it." My job is done. Because if I change one kid every day, and that kid will be my kind of person who will take it out and spread the other things. So that is what our goal is. Just teach the kids what our culture, what our heritage is. That's what it is.
So these are all beautiful displays, Srinivasi. Every year you improve upon it. Probably it has grown bigger every year.
Every
Talk to us about the logistics and preparation. And I think you need to invest a lot of time in obtaining the material because you are not making them yourself, right?
that now some of them are made by me. For example, the the mountains, whatever we have, we make it out of the foam. But rest of the things we plan it accordingly. For example, for 2024, we have to get the golus in the sense dolls. We have to get the dolls, outsource them. We have to decide what the theme is. So for 24, we have decided on the theme, what the theme is, and we have started sourcing out the dolls. By end of March, we'll know. Okay, we have all the dolls. So once that comes in, and we'll start working on the dolls. We'll have to source, we'll have to put them together, we have to test run it, we have to execute it and say, okay, this is what the last or the final product is. That's how we do it. It takes almost 1 full year for us to do from this one to the next one. Once we are done, we have to pack this one up and keep it somewhere else. And we keep it somewhere else. And if somebody comes and asks, we want to exhibit in our house, we'll give it to them gladly, and it goes on. That's how it is.
So it is very interesting. Do you also sing some bhajans while you work on make giving display a shape?
Now we have some Vedic chants, which we have a different puja for every day. We do that one on a daily basis for all the 9 days, and that's a tradition. I have to do that. For example, on all the 9 days or 10 days, we chant Lalita Sahasranama. So those 10 days are the very sacred days where we have all the time in the world, no matter what it is, we have to do that. We'll do
Shri Mata, Shri Maharagi, Shrimat Singhasaneshwari.
it.
That is how
That's
that begins. Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. So,
Sriman, that's
Srinivasji, most of the displays that I see, of course, here we have Lord Ganpati and earlier we had Lord Krishna, but most of them are not divine forms. They are depicting some social setting or some social celebration. Is that conscious? Because these are few of them are divine forms, and many of them are not actually representing the known form of deity.
Uh, yes, you're right in a sense. It's more of a social setting because we want to bring them in a more in a social setting than in the divine setting. Because divine means everybody comes with his hands folded and say, "I don't want to do anything." Here, they are free to express what is this. They are free to ask questions. They are free to exhibit and say, "Hey, I don't understand this. This should not be there. Why is this? There is there." So there are a lot of social settings here because it's a social gathering at the outset, because it is a social gathering for the kids to join and ask questions and know certain facts of it. So it is more in a social gathering. You're absolutely right. It's not in the main divine form. If I keep it in the main divine form, then it has to be only in the temple, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That's right.
absolutely. So I think parents are also taking quite a keen interest in bringing kids. So how this goes word of mouth, or how people come to know that to witness such wonderful display of Golu and Bombay, they can come to Srinivas Jayshankar ji's house. And allow me just to bring it back your reference of being an attorney. So attorney, come artist, come devotee, come whatever we would say. How do you see yourself in the scheme of things at this stage of your life after having served a lot of your clients as attorney? Now it is the next generation that your focus is on.
See, we have to wear many hats. When I'm in office, I'm the boss. Once I go, I'm the worker because my wife is the boss. So that's how we wear different hats. Same thing here. So as an attorney, we serve. Service is the orientation. Now that is done, the next generation is more important for us. They have to carry the torch for the years to come. So my concentration right now is the next generation. So usually it's word of mouth. We have like 50 to 100 people. We tell them the Golus are open for viewing. Then they, on their own, technically by word of mouth, they have their groups in WhatsApp and everything. They will start circulating the thing, and people will start coming. And of course, people like you who have taken the pleasure or who have taken the pains in doing showing these things for the general public, that will help them to show know that, hey, wait a minute, it came on ITV. That should be very good. Oh, we should go and see. That's how it is.
So,
Thank you very very much.
so Srinivas, as we move towards the concluding part of our conversation, I would like to know there is so much openness in Sanatan tradition, and whether you go to the temple or you don't go to the temple, you are a Hindu, whether you chant every day or you worship or not, you are a Hindu. So, in your opinion, what is the basic day-to-day practice that you uh, you make kids aware about, which they should observe uh, on regular basis?
See, we always tell the kids, believe that you have to have a hope, and we have to have a hope that there is a God. That's the first thing. Because if I don't have something which is up higher to me, there is no reason of being having hope at all. That's the first thing. When you have the hope, do good deeds. Do good deeds. If you cannot do a good deed, just don't do any good deeds at all. It should not hurt. So when you do good deeds, and when you know there is somebody watching above you, that is the theme, whatever we want to tell the kids. Believe in yourself, pray in God, don't do harm to others. That's the only three things what I teach them.
So during Navratri, you mentioned about chanting of Lalita Sahasranam. On day-to-day basis, have you been initiated by any Guruji, or what is your practice that you observe? If you can share some outlines.
See, I am not being initiated by any guru. My parents were my guru for that matter. And here there is a one the person who helped to learn for us all this chanting and everything is his name is Mr. Chandrasekhar Iyer, who helped us in learning all these things and going forward, teach them how to pronounce them, and that is what we have learned from him. We are thankful to him at all.
So as we conclude, you want to chant any mantra or shloka dedicated to Mother Goddess?
Uh, yes, absolutely. Can I?
Yeah, please.
सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तु ते. That's the
Narayani.
smallest one. Narayani namaste.
Beautiful, beautiful. So such a wonderful display, unbelievable that someone like Srinivas Jayshankarji being in New York would find himself drawn towards creating this and sharing this, and his devotion and love expressed through Bombay and Golu is something which I found quite fascinating, and I appreciate that. So lots of good wishes, sir. Thank you very much for joining and sharing your journey.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.